Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to another episode of Soulwise with me, Semele Sherry, and a very happy new year, as this is my first podcast of 2026. It's been a strange start to the year for me, with a combination of hush and activity here. I was snowed in for a week, only able to walk locally through unusually deep, powdery drifts that were beautiful and peaceful. And at the same time, communications and arrangements for the year ahead flooded in and filled my diary in a short space of time. Already a theme of increased group creativity and personal responsibility is apparent. I feel ready to rise to the challenge with a joyful fire in my heart. By the way, I am a fire horse by birth, so when that Chinese New Year arrives in February, I'll literally be in my element. So I hope that 2026 has got off to a better start for you. I certainly know that for many, last year was very challenging indeed. So here we are, arriving at the first new moon of the year, and I always feel that new moon, the first one, sets the tone for the overall 12 months ahead. So my intuitive guidance for the next 4 weeks may well vibrate throughout 2026. So do listen to the guidance, and if you're interested in deepening your healing journey, then listen to the end, because I'm going to share a bit about some Reiki courses that I'm offering early this year. So here we go. Here's my spiritual guidance for January and February 2026, covering the lunar month, beginning with the Capricorn new moon on January the 18th at 7:52 p.m, and that's in the UK where I live, through to February the 16th. Every new lunar month, I draw one card from the Thoth Tarot to spark intuitive insight about the key energy to navigate by during the coming 4 weeks. I then take a quick look at the astrology. This month, you're being accompanied by the Hierophant, a card that immediately asks you to look at authority, truth, and the source of your wisdom. But this is not a call to hand your power over to any external structure, teacher, or tradition. Quite the opposite. This month asks you to become your own authority, to know your own heart, to understand your own values, to clarify your own philosophy of life, and above all, to listen deeply and trust your intuition, that ancient, insightful voice within that speaks quietly but never lies. The Hierophant can feel like a guardian of tradition, yet he also carries the energy of disruption. He doesn't want rigid belief systems or blind obedience. What you think you know is ready to be shaken. Long-held ideas, spiritual identities, and inherited beliefs may begin to loosen as messages arrive from subtler realms. Dreams, synchronicities, memories, and even glimpses of past lives may all be reminding you of who you truly are. I'm sensing 4 major themes around this for this month, and I'm sharing them now. You'll see them reflected in what's taking place on the world stage too, in a variety of ways. So first, merging the higher self with the body. Astrologically, the Hierophant represents Taurus, and that matters. Taurus is where spirit meets matter, where the higher self must express itself through the body, the senses, and lived experience. The Hierophant doesn't remain abstract or theoretical. He asks you to embody your truth and live it in love through Venus, who is his ruling planet. Isis appears in front of him as the guiding inner voice, the divine feminine intelligence that supports and directs this process. Together, Taurus and Isis speak of unification, higher and lower, soul and body, intuition and action working as one. This is a remembering, a conscious knowing of the multidimensional being you are, a state of being where you link the macrocosm and the microcosm, the vast intelligence of the universe with the particular physical life you're living here and now. In doing so, you are always aware that you're never separate from divine spirit. You are its expression. The next theme is remembering your place in the wide web of life. Because of this month carries a strong sense of reconnection, not just spiritually, but cosmically and ecologically. You may feel your belonging within the great web of life more vividly than usual, or be called to learn and explore it more fully. Your relationship to and with the elementals of the land may suddenly awaken or intensify. The animals, trees, plants, and stones speak. The fairy realm and nature spirits show themselves. The cosmic realms, distant star systems, and other dimensions of being may become more apparent, tangible, and accessible. The Hierophant is an invitation to open your awareness beyond the narrow human story and return you to a wider truth. Life is layered, intelligent, and deeply interconnected to an extent we're only just beginning to understand. You are part of that living tapestry. The next theme is heart and truth-based authority. A wise guide is someone who helps you discover truths you could never uncover alone. They bring peace, wisdom, counsel, and the capacity to learn and understand so that the highest purposes and creations of the soul, of your soul, can be realized. There is no domination involved in this, only faith. If teachers, or indeed anyone claiming authority over you, appear on your path this month, or if you find yourself actively seeking one, discernment is essential. Don't be dazzled by appearances, titles, or acclaim. Instead, listen with your whole body. How do their words feel in your bones? Do they generate love, clarity, and empowerment, or fear, dependency, and self-doubt? What does your gut tell you? Not everything presented as truth is truth. You're being asked to question what you've learned and what you're learning now. Trust your intuition. Trust your direct connection to Source. That inner knowing is your essential compass. You may find yourself teaching or being taught in entirely new ways. You may disengage from beliefs or practices that once felt right but no longer resonate. This isn't loss, it's refinement. It's the search for truth becoming more precise. And the final theme is belonging and sacred community. Finally, there's a strong sense of community woven through the next 4 weeks. You may feel called to seek out or help form a group of people who share your values, ethics, and spiritual vision. And this is not about uniformity of thought, but a resonance of heart. For some of you, this includes stepping into a role as guide, teacher, or elder within that community. not as an authority over others, but as someone who walks alongside them, grounded in humility and integrity. This month seeks to remind you that true wisdom doesn't separate you from life. It roots you more deeply within it. Let yourself remember who you are, all of who you are, not as a belief, but as a lived truth. And here's a quick look at the astrology. The Capricorn new moon on the 18th of January opens a doorway of possibility. Its conjunctions with all the personal planets mark the beginning of a fresh cycle taking shape, one that asks for commitment, maturity, and conscious intention as something new starts to root itself in the world. On the 26th of January, Neptune moves into Aries, breathing life into the emerging ideals and visions that are calling you forward. This shift encourages a new relationship with intelligence itself, one that's less linear and defensive and far more expansive. You're invited to widen your perspective, to see beyond old limits, and to allow inspiration to guide thought rather than fear. The Leo full moon on the 1st of February brings this process to a visible peak. Here, tensions may arise between individual rights and collective responsibility, spotlighting how power is held and exercised by the few over the many. What's misused or out of alignment may come clearly into view. This is a moment for honest reflection, to question whether the comfort and convenience we've accepted come at too great a cost, personally and collectively. So there we are, and I hope that helps you make your way most calmly and effectively through January and February of this lunar month. If one of your intuitive nudges is to explore more of your healing capacity for yourself and others and align more confidently with your soul purpose, then I invite you to consider learning Reiki with me. You can find out more on my website on the Reiki training page. And do get in touch if you'd like to join me. I'll put the link in the description of the video or podcast below, wherever you happen to be listening to this. Finally, I'd like to wish you personally a soulful, heart-led new year. May it bring you closer to all that you long for and need for your highest good and that of the greater whole. Sending you my love and blessings as ever. And until next time, look after yourself and thrive in the light of your being. Until next time, goodbye.